State, Maggie Lucas. She is a pure scorer, worked so hard for her points, and as you mentioned, she had 30 right here last year.
Here's a look at tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Capital One. It's an all-conference backcourt with Alex Bentley and Maggie Lucas for the two-time defending Big Ten regular season champs from Penn State. LSU had a mid-season turnaround. The Lady Tigers have won 8 out of 9 after slumping to just 4-6 in SEC play, and they will be a player down tonight without leader John Kenny, who suffered a concussion 2 nights ago. Only 7 players in uniform tonight for Nikki Caldwell's Lady Tigers. But they played shorthanded all season, and they've turned it into a 21-win campaign as the Lady Tigers look to return to the Sweet 16. Maggie Lucas and Penn State came through LSU to go to the Sweet 16 last year, and a lot of confidence for this bunch, which really returns just about everybody, and that experience seems to be a key tonight. Another key, tempo. The Lady Lions want to run and run some more. LSU wants to try to slow this clock a little bit.
You are right. LSU going to try to slow the pace. Penn State can't have it fast enough.
Jack Jones, Matt Roberts, and Robert Innerline have the whistles tonight. And we're ready to go from the Maravich Center in Baton Rouge. Shanice McKinney will jump center with Nikki Green. And here's Maggie Lucas straight off the tap for Mia Nixon. Too strong for Green inside, and it's corralled by Bianca Lutley, who's back in the starting lineup with John Kenny out. Nikki Caldwell will ask Lutley to handle the basketball in a dual role in the backcourt tonight. And an early LSU turnover. Here's Bentley, who is 7th in the nation in steals.
LSU falls back into a matchup zone D. They're going to pack it in a little more tonight to have some extra help side down low.
Shanice McKinney challenges the shot, and the freshman Danielle Ballard will bring it up for the Lady Tigers.
Penn State's focus, as you mentioned, tempo, also their defensive pressure. They are going to play man-to-man. They know it's going to be set for tone with the D.
Mia Nixon draws the opportunity to guard Teresa Plaisance. Shot clock now at 5. Ballard's runner is off. McKinney had her hands on it, and it will stay with LSU. Two-time Big Ten Coach of the Year, Coquise Washington, former Notre Dame point guard in her 6th season at Penn State, 118 wins, and trying to get the Lady Lions to their 13th Sweet 16. Here's Adrian Webb. Lucas will push it. Dara Taylor, the Maryland transfer, all the way and left it short. Slow start for a Penn State team, which was ice cold from the floor 2 games ago in the Big Ten semis against Michigan State. They shot just 25% against the Spartans.
And here you see LSU. This is what they want to do. Slow it down a bit. Try to find a good selected shot.
And Lutley drains her first 3. She had a double-double last year, 14 and 10 against the Lady Lions. Nikki Green on the run, and she walked with it. Penn State 0 for 4 shooting, and with a turnover, just what Nikki Caldwell wants as a player, graduate assistant, assistant coach, and head coach. She is 49 and 11 in the NCAA tournament with 3 national titles.
Tom, her team was 4-6 to start SEC play, and then they went on a run. They won the next 7 in a row, and because of that, it's phenomenal in itself. But they only had 8 players. She said there were times where they have to just give up shoot-arounds to give the team rest. They definitely didn't go up and down the court, but still able to put together a big stretch of wins, and it got them to the NCAA tournament.
Shanice McKinney, long jumper. She gets a friendly roll. It's a long 2 for McKinney. LSU pitching a shot out here 2 minutes in.
Shanice McKinney, 23 for LSU. She was a big factor against Green Bay in their win the other night.
Alex Bentley strokes a triple.
Alex Bentley, if she can hit shots like that, it's going to open things up for their leading scorer, Maggie Lucas. It's also going to open up things for the interior for Penn State.
Lutley again, and Bentley has the rebound. Alex Bentley loses a lot of the spotlight that shines so brightly on Maggie Lucas, but she is talented. First team all-conference performer. She's got 5 now, and she has been sensational in the postseason. She averages 17 points, 3.5 assists, and nearly 2 steals a game in NCAA tournament action.
Mentioned Mia Nixon, she's guarding Plaisance. An active physical post for Penn State.
Shot clock now at 2. Plaisance off balance. And Penn State's defense gets it back.
Excellent job by Nixon to keep Plaisance out and off balance. She kept her body 24 and white. Right there, body up, checker. Plaisance had nowhere to go. Moves the feet, stays right in front of her.
Talia East on the floor for Penn State. Now here's Lucas off the screen. A ball fake, and she's looking for an assist. Offensive board inside, and the putback by Mia Nixon. Penn State can beat you in so many different ways, and now to the made basket, they offer full court pressure. First lead of the game for the Lady Lions.
Coming in offensively for Penn State against the zone. They didn't want to take quick shots. They wanted to move the ball around, try to get some openings inside, but they also wanted to penetrate in and dish it back out. Didn't get that outside shot to fall, but got the second effort down low.
Ballard, the freshman from Memphis, spins in the paint, off balance, banks it in. She loves Derrick Rose's game. She wears number 32 for Magic Johnson. That may have been a little bit of both for the first-year play out of Memphis. Now Bentley, red hot early on. 7 for Bentley.
That is a great sign for Penn State. She averages 14 a game, so she's a big contributor offensively. But it's so key for her to get her game going. If you're LSU, you have to figure out where she is, and there are so many other options for Penn State just waiting.
Adrian Webb carried LSU in the second half of the win against Green Bay. Ended the Phoenix 24-game win streak. With the shot clock ticking, Plaisance is off the mark again. And a jump ball tied up inside. It will stay with LSU. We step away for a timeout from Baton Rouge. 2-point Lady Lion lead.
Tomorrow, it's Heat versus Bulls.
Folks, that's not happening tonight for a number of different reasons. Mainly, the Lady Tigers only have 2 players available off the bench, which means foul trouble is such a key issue tonight for LSU.
It's a team that's had to deal with lack of depth all season long, though, Tom, so they're used to it. It's a big loss, though, losing Jean Kinney, not because of what she can do with her scoring and the points. Most of what she does a lot of times is just out of the stat box. It's those little things, drawing the charge, just her presence. So they are missing that here tonight.
Ariel Edwards is on the floor now for Penn State, back of that zone. Webb busts the zone with a deep 3. She had 15 last night, or 2 nights ago, 4 of 7 from deep, and carried LSU in the second half. And now Penn State team without Alex Bentley for the moment. She's on the bench. She has 7 of their 9. And a blocking foul will go against Teresa Plaisance. That's the first on Plaisance. They cannot afford for her to get into foul trouble. And moments ago in that timeout, Plaisance was getting some work done on the right knee. They got banged up 2 nights ago in the win against Green Bay.
Yeah, she got knocked a couple of times in the knee, had a bit of a hyperextension. They've had it wrapped the last couple of days. Hasn't kept her out of practice, but she does have it wrapped, and it was bothering her a bit in the timeout.
It was a very physical game against Green Bay, and this was the look on the LSU bench during that last timeout. Assistant coach Tony Perotti over to talk with her. They need her in this game. Tied for the SEC lead in points per game with 17.3. And she'll get a breather here.
She had 4 personals. They were able to win it the other night, but 4 personals in the win against Green Bay, and they just don't have the depth. As we see there, Ariel Edwards, who's checked in for Penn State, the junior, and already being aggressive, took it right in, got the personal, and because neither team's really established the inside game as of yet, it's something I know Penn State wants to do.
Alex Bentley returns. We're tied at 10. And for the first time here in Baton Rouge, Darielle Youngblood, freshman from Harvey, Louisiana, is on the floor.
Penn State throwing some full court trapping pressure out, mixing up their D, trying to cause some problems.
A whistle away from the basket on the drive by Lutley.
Tom, that time Bianca Lutley was handling the point position. It's going to be about 3 different players running the point at times for LSU with no Jean Kinney.
Penn State does something interesting on a lot of their baseline out of bounds. Not only do they go zone, but they put 3 people right in front of the basketball. They're not doing it here with the post all the way up at the elbow. But Coquise Washington says they want to get tips. They might want to get steals, but mostly they just want you to have to throw it out and start your offense from 20 feet away.
Well, when you have the kind of big players that she does inside, why not? Not easy to inbound when they're standing right in front of you.
Ballard picks up her dribble. Pressure by Bentley. Trying to throw it back door, and Nikki Green is there for the steal. Penn State second in the Big Ten with better than 11 steals a game. Bentley for 2. Too strong. Down front is Lutley. Got by Lucas, and now Webb. Short range.
LSU said we won't be afraid to run, but we have to be selective when we push the tempo. They are not going to get out and run the way Penn State will.
LSU started the season with just 10 players on the roster. Coco Baker was suspended as Edwards hits the jumper. Sheila Boykin has been lost for the remainder of the season due to Guillain-Barré syndrome. There's 2 in 100,000 in the population come up with that disease, which is an attack on the body's immune system.
The player that had 5 starts for this team had played in 25 games, so they had to make an adjustment after losing her also. They kind of took the 8 is enough mantra. They have to go to the lucky number 7 now as a down players. They don't want to have any others after this.
Second foul on Ariel Edwards.
LSU has to be selective. They have to make smart decisions, and especially if they're going to push tempo. But when you have the numbers and you have veteran leaders like Webb, you can push. But Coach Caldwell said it will only be in situations we have to be smart.
Bianca Lutley at the free throw line. Senior from Pensacola, Florida. Just a 66% free throw shooter. But she came up with some huge shots on Sunday against Green Bay.
She did not get the start. Jean Kinney got the start. She came in off the bench and was really that initial spark. 2 for 2 behind the arc, but rebounds, assists, and steals. She was doing a little bit of everything and really got the team going.
Dara Taylor back on the floor for Penn State as Edwards sits with 2. Coquise Washington trying to encourage Alex Bentley to push the ball up the floor. She wants him to run. The freshman Ballard draws the senior Bentley. Penn State, without a doubt, has the edge in experience. Taylor. And it will stay with Penn State. LSU surprised by that call. So is Nikki Caldwell.
Nikki Caldwell's matchup zone. She said we have to stay packed in a little bit more tonight. And look at the physicality down low. Darielle Youngblood, the freshman for LSU, going at it with Nikki Green.
And a foul away from the ball is on Nikki Green. She gets in foul trouble early and often. She averages 3.2 personal fouls a game. The good news for Penn State is that they're deep. They can run 4 different centers out there. But right now, Nikki Green's going to stay on the floor, which goes a little bit against the way Coquise Washington works it. Now she calls for a sub. Mia Nixon will return.
LSU likes to run high ball screens. They do a lot of moving away from the ball.
Green to Lucas. Got it knocked away, and that will go off of Maggie Lucas. LSU by 1.
The Bulls might be a handful for the Heat. We shall see.
We saw one streak come to an end on Sunday. Green Bay's 24-game win streak. Adrian Webb helped end it with a flurry of points in the second half, and she's picked up right where she left off with 7. Darielle Youngblood with the rebound, and she tried to clear out space and nearly threw it away. Tigers hold on to it.
Darielle Youngblood, the freshman center, did not play against Green Bay. They knew they would need her because of the size of Penn State, and almost threw that one away, but a big rebound.
Ballard trying to lose. Taylor nowhere to go, and Dara Taylor knocks it away. LSU, after this timeout, will regroup with just 7 seconds on the shot clock. Barn burner early in Baton Rouge.